So I wanted to close out the tutorial series here by just outlining a few points that I think all players could benefit from, whether you're new to the app, new to the game, or some mixture of both. Um, the first the first thing I wanted to say was that the 10 tutorial videos in this series, so to speak, are a broader guide to the app. And undoubtedly, as you go through games, you're going to come across a lot of niche situations that aren't covered in the tutorial series. So the tutorial series is intended to give you a feel for the core mechanics that'll be shared amongst every player in the app, regardless of faction. Um, Now, like I said, you're going to run into unique circumstances depending on which faction you're playing, or perhaps timing windows will show up in the app that weren't covered in the tutorial series. The first thing you can do is, if something like this comes up, is to go to the faction spotlight series and find your particular faction you're playing, and you can see how all the mechanics and unique features for each faction work in the videos in that series. So, for example, if you're playing as the Necrovirus, the agenda phase for you will work entirely different than you saw in the last video of this tutorial series. You can go over to the Necrovirus video in Faction Spotlight. They have their own video, and over there you'll see how the differences work, as well as things like their faction technologies, their specialized units, and whatnot. So really encourage you to look over those as you start playing different factions within the Twilight Wars app. If you run into other niche situations or problems and you're having a hard time figuring out um, how to resolve these things in the videos or in the YouTube channel in general, I really encourage you to join our Discord, and I will leave a link for that in the description to this video. We have a lot of users now who are pretty seasoned using the Twilight Wars app. And for sure, you'll post an inquiry there, you'll get an answer very quickly. Everyone's really friendly there. Everyone really likes to lend a helping hand. So please, I strongly encourage you to join it, not just for help, but also just to get to know other players, because they're all a really good bunch of people in there. The next thing I want to talk about is just, I suppose, the goal of the Twilight Wars app and why it exists in the first place. Um, the probably at the forefront of what Twilight Wars hopes to accomplish can be summarized by saying that we're looking to completely automate the game so that players can focus less on rules debating, bookkeeping, resources, and whatnot, enforcing rules and bookkeeping, and shift the focus to one where players can focus purely on the way the game was meant to be played through focusing on tactics and diplomacy with other players. Um, Personally, I think it can get, I never want to have to, make sure that people are spending their resources properly when building units. You just want to inherently trust that everyone's going to do that. But mistakes do happen, and it's really easy and to just nobody to catch. For example, maybe um, someone thought Sarwing tools applied to chaos mapping, and no one realized that because that process was being internalized in someone's head. So they pay one less resource, whereas in the app, no one has to police that. The game would tell you that you're one resource short here and you need to pitch out more. And then if the player was wondering why, he could bring that to the Discord or ask other players in the game, and then through that sense, um, they could find out that, oh yeah, Sargon Tools doesn't apply to chaos mapping. Just as an example. So back to the main point is we want to take the burden off the players to police, to bookkeep, to make sure people are playing by the rules, and just allow people to like have fun, focus on the fun parts of the game, like tactics and diplomacy. Yeah, I've said this already, but I really encourage, as a third point here, I really encourage you, if you haven't already, to one, join the Discord in the link in the description. And as well, I strongly encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you get up-to-date information on the new features that are rolled out, because the app is constantly rolling out new updates. If you go over to the left bar here and you go to updates, you can see our update history here and scroll through it. And every time one of the main feature updates comes out, so 1.00, 1.01, 1.02, there's always a YouTube video that accompanies it, and you can actually click the watch video link in here. So you'll get immediately notified of the updates when those come out if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. The 1A, the AB, those are just patch bug fixes, and those don't get their own videos. Finally, the last thing I'll draw your attention to is, oh yeah, and if you go into the help tab, you can get links to the YouTube channel and Discord here, I should say, as well as a rules reference and a learn to play guide. So yeah, you can get those there. I mean, if you're watching this video, you're already in the YouTube channel most likely, unless you're watching it through the Discord video links channel. Finally, the last thing I'd like to draw your attention to is we do have a donations tab. Twilight Wars is completely free to play. We're always going to have it free to play. The donations tab is just if people want to donate out of their own kindness and free will. We really appreciate those who have already donated so much. Helps us maintain our servers and upkeep costs, as well as scale our requirements as the community continues to grow and we continue to build this user base. The other thing is in the future we're planning on running tournaments with prize pools, and so donations will definitely go towards those funding those prize pools as well. But that's going to be it for this tutorial series. I hope you enjoyed it. It's new and up to date. It's going to replace the old one. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the Discord and in some games in the future. So take care and enjoy the Twilight Wars app.